And I went to the Beijing Olympics 2008. I carried the flag at the opening ceremonies of those games, so lots of great memories from there. I don't think we can take it for granted that Canada is the best country in the world to live in and to work in and to raise a family in. That requires work every day. I think Trump is the thing that comes up most frequently, is concerns around the rhetoric around the annexation of our country. Well, the number one thing that the Liberals can offer in this election is by far the best leader. So Mark Carney is an economist. He's a battle-tested financial crisis manager. Personally, I've worked in Gaza. I've been to Palestine. I've been to Rafah and Gaza and throughout the territory. So I've gained a little bit of experience on, what it's like there.
Assalamu alaikum. I am Ahmed Ramadan for Muslim Network TV, and this is GTA Muslims Today. I'm standing here with MP Adam van Koeverden, who is seeking his third re-election. Adam, thank you for joining us.
Thanks for having me. This is nice.
So, you're a gold medalist. You've been at the Olympics. You have 4 medals. Tell us a little bit about that.
Sure. Sport is kayaking. I went to my first Olympics in 2004. It's like a long time ago now, more than 20 years. I won a gold and a bronze medal at Athens in 2004. And I went to the Beijing Olympics 2008. I carried the flag at the opening ceremonies of those games, so lots of great memories from there. I went to the London Olympics where I got this jacket in 2012, got a silver medal there. And my fourth Olympics was in Rio de Janeiro in Brazil, and didn't get a medal there. I got the second fastest time of the day, but managed to come in 9th, and had a really good final race that was satisfying for different reasons other than the shiny medal. Had to come home with a participation medal in that one.
Still very impressive. So from the Olympics to politics, what brought you into politics?
Well, I love Canada. Like a lot of people in Canada, my parents are both immigrants. I owe everything I have and everything I am to this country. Wanted to give back, wanted to serve a community, and wanted to continue to build Canada. This is a young nation. There's a lot of work to do. I don't think we can take it for granted that Canada is the best country in the world to live in and to work in and to raise a family in. That requires work every day. And I want to lay those bricks for a better foundation for our great country every day. And, the best way to do that is to serve at the federal level and in a government that is getting the work done for Canadians. So that was my ambition back in 2018 when I quit my job at Deloitte and decided that I wanted to get my name on the ballot. And now that I'm running my third election here in Milton, new riding called Burlington North, Milton West, it continues to be the same goal.
So you've been MP for 2 terms already. This is your third re-election campaign. You've been speaking a lot to the community. Obviously, you've been knocking on doors. What are the concerns? What are the issues that the constituency are concerned about?
So I've knocked on about 3,500 doors, my last count, in the last couple of weeks, and had tons of conversations. Today, I knocked on doors all in the country, like out in Moffat, in Campbellville, and in North Burlington. And I'd say that the community has various concerns, not all just one. Depends on who you talk to. I think Trump is the thing that comes up most frequently, is concerns around the rhetoric around the annexation of our country. The 51st state stuff really bothers folks, and that's a very scary thing for me too. We really pride ourselves on being uniquely Canadian, and one of the best things about being Canadian is that we're not American. So we've got to stand up for ourselves, make sure that we're fighting back against those types of threats. But then there's also direct threats on our economy. But certainly global affairs and geopolitics come up at the doors frequently as well. But a lot of local things. So, there's a plethora of issues that people bring to me. And I always say that when we're at the doors, we're learning about the community, we're gaining insight and perspective on the challenges that people are faced with. And that's where you really tend to come to understand your community the best.
So what do you feel like the Liberals have to offer a lot of these issues that they're concerned about?
Well, the number one thing that the Liberals can offer in this election is by far the best leader. So Mark Carney is an economist. He's a battle-tested financial crisis manager. He has a PhD from Oxford. He went to Harvard. He's a governor of the Bank of England and the Bank of Canada. He's gotten big economies through crises before, and this crisis also requires expertise. His plan is already materializing in better outcomes for Canadians. You can see that Donald Trump has started to refer to our Prime Minister as a Prime Minister, which is a good start. But we've got a plan that will keep Canada strong. It'll help us fight back against all these tariffs and these threats against our economy. But the best thing about the Liberal Party is that we're a Big Ten party. We're the party with the most diversity. We're the party with the most diversity of opinions and backgrounds, which is, I think, really important. But the Liberal Party, when you look at the benches, really looks like Canada, from a multi-ethnic perspective, gender balance, but also in terms of background. We've got lawyers, we've got police officers, we've got athletes, we've got doctors, we've got nurses, we've got people that have worked in every single background. We've got farmers, we've got people who have worked in manufacturing, and those perspectives in one room together is very, very powerful. And it's important that we make sure that we maintain all those connections and relationships with all Canadians and ensure that we're meeting the moment for everybody in Canada.
So you mentioned the diversity of Canada, and I know Milton is a very diverse community. There was actually, I'm not sure if you probably are, there was 32 Eid prayers that took place just in Milton from the Muslim community. And the Muslim community, I think, and human rights people in general are concerned about what's taking place in Gaza and Palestine. And I wanted to ask you, what do you think Canada's role should be when it comes to this?
Well, Canada's got a strong role to play in peace building around the world. We've always had that. We're an influential voice at the United Nations, and Canada's always been a country that brings people together, demonstrates that peace is possible, demonstrates what's possible when you're willing to collaborate, sit down, be calm and diplomatic. So I think that's one of our roles. Personally, I've worked in Gaza. I've been to Palestine. I've been to Rafah and Gaza and throughout the territory. So I've gained a little bit of experience on what it's like there and what the challenges are and why it's so important that we stand up for human rights and for peace. But Canada's got a very strong role to play. We've already dedicated over $100 million just recently in aid for Palestinians. We've continued to call for a ceasefire, and we've continued to reject the notion that this is just business as usual. It's not business as usual. The violence needs to stop, and we need both sides to stop fighting and to just release the hostages and stop the fighting and really get back to the business of rebuilding.
So my last question to you is, if you want to just give a message to our viewers, what would that message be this election?
Well, I've been at your doors. I've been at your events. I was at Juma Prayer today, and I've been listening and engaging in thoughtful conversations. And I want to thank you for that. So, shukran, shukriya for all of those important insights and perspectives. I want you to know that I'm going to go to Ottawa on your behalf with those insights top of mind, because I'm not getting elected because I think I have the best opinions and the most important ideas. I want to get elected so that I can bring your ideas and your perspectives to Ottawa so that we have an impact, and we can do that together. By working together and by stepping up for each other. That's my goal.
Adam, thank you so much for taking the time. I know it's a very busy time. Really appreciate it.
My pleasure. Thanks for coming.
And this is Ahmed Ramadan for Muslim Network TV and GTA Muslims Today. Please leave your comments in the section below, letting us know what other concerns you have this election and what else you want us to cover. Stay tuned for more. Assalamu alaikum.